Architectural Builder Supply is pleased to present you with this recording of the technical question that is listed in the title of this video.
This call may be monitored and recorded for quality assurance.
Or slightly closed, he wants it to know that it's closed completely. And so that's what he's trying to achieve. And if, let's say, this strike monitoring doesn't work, he was hoping that there was a solution. We already have wiring for door sensors, but he's a little worried that they're not precise enough to tell when the door is actually closed and engaged versus just slightly closed.
So you've got a level deadbolt that you can control with an app, lock it, unlock it. And
correct.
You want to be able to have monitoring that will tell you whether or not the bolt is thrown.
Not for the level bolt, the other bolt. Because that's the one that's going to be engaging the strike plate every time it closes.
There currently is no other bolt.
There are two deadbolts currently. One deadbolt is the level bolt.
Yeah.
And one deadbolt is going to be just a regular standard key and thumb turn deadbolt.
Oh, I had no idea. Okay.
Yeah. So that's going to be ordered through. So instead of this was how, I'll tell you a little bit about the history of how this came about. Originally, we had done the latch bolt idea with no visible trim and the fail secure, the strike plate that you had originally specified. What ended up happening is Jack got worried that in a situation where there's a fire, power's still on, there's no way to open that door. If he doesn't have his phone or the electricity's, his touchpad is not working, there's no way to open that door and get out of the place.
Yeah, life safety was my initial concern about that opening. Now,
correct. So now,
the way that's done in commercial applications when you have mag locks is code requires a push button to open the circuit within so many inches.
Correct, but we don't have a mag lock in this situation. I guess his alternate solution was, since we already have a key, thumb turn key lock for the level bolt, because what ends up happening with the level bolt is it takes over the guts of the regular deadbolt, and then you put the trim for the MTEC right around it and it works perfectly. So he would have the look and color and finish same as all the other hardware that's on the door that's visible. He opted to add one more key and thumb turn, just a little bit above that would then act as the deadbolt, a normal deadbolt control that would then engage with the strike latch. And then you gave us the deadbolt strike latch, which is perfect. And so his only issue is he wants that monitoring for that deadbolt so that he knows it's in the closed and engaged position so that he can send that back to his control floor system.
Yeah. Why does it have to be a deadbolt and not a latch? Because you could have a deadbolt. It'll have a thumb turn and it'll have a key cylinder on the outside, so it'll look like what you have, but it's a latch. It's a slam latch, because then you could use a regular strike that will give you latch bolt monitoring.
Would that be something that MTEC does?
I don't know that MTEC does it, but Schlage does. Schlage and Marks do. Schlage's is a little bit smaller. Theirs will go into an 1.5-inch hole.
So I wonder if we can, because the only issue that we have is then the hardware, the finishes never match. It's not like we're picking a normal finish. It's always got to be brushed stainless and across all the other, I thought there must be something like that out there. So it would be a thumb turn key with the latch bolt instead of a deadbolt.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and Schlage makes that in satin chrome. They don't make it in a stainless finish, so it will not match because it'll be a brass-based material.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what we run into on that one.
Unless, you just get a deadbolt from someone that is available in satin chrome. Schlag's, I'm sure that level can sync up with a Schlage B600. They're heavy duty bolt. But you want like a square escutcheon on.
Yeah, it's like the whole design for the whole house is all set for the MTech colors, finishes, and backplates. So it would change everything basically.
Wow.
And we've already gone down that road. They have something called an MTech key-in latch, handle latch. Is that something we could use?
A handle latch tells me, is there a grip on the outside?
Oh, no, there's a handle latch. Oh, so we can't sub it in. I don't think that's probably going to work.
I mean, what about the idea of adding a discrete push button somewhere on the inside so that if power is still running, the circuit's still closed,
mm-hmm.
You can literally push a small mushroom button somewhere, and SDC makes those, and it will open the circuit. And you will, the latch will release. The electric strike will release, I should say. You might be, but then you've got a wiring issue. You've got to get power to it.
Exactly. And we're already into sheetrock for the original system.
Yeah.
So is there another option then? So let's say we can't do this. Oh, go ahead.
How many wires are running in that jam?
Just power and monitoring, just power for the strike plate. Whatever was required for the old strike plate that you specified.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're going to need, my guess is, if there's not 8 wires running back there, then monitoring isn't worth discussing, because you don't have enough wires. So I don't.
Would a Cat6 cable be enough? Because I think there is a Cat6 cable there too.
I don't know how many pairs are in that. And I don't know what those are rated for in terms of amperage.
Got it.
Meaning, I'm not saying I doubt it. I'm saying I'm ignorant. I don't know.
Okay, got it. Yeah. So what, I guess if we want to suggest something, now is the time.
Yeah, I mean, there's,
what,
to electrically capture a bolt and release it, the only way that thing works is it basically keeps the keeper open until the bolt coming closed. But there's no provision for monitoring in those things. They're just dumb, locked, unlocked.
And so is there, what Jack sent, that won't work because that doesn't work with the strike plate that you're giving?
Well, no, those are good. They're monitoring strikes in the sense that it is a strike plate that will tell you whether or not there is the presence of a latch bolt, but in no way allows you to permit ingress. You can't unlock the door with that. It's just... Yeah,
that makes total sense. Yeah, because there's no removal of that thing. Is there like a wire? So that's a question that I have, I guess, is why does it work for a latch bolt but not for a deadbolt?
The shape of the bolt is completely different. The depth of the cavity is so much deeper. I'm guessing that because of how much room they need to provide to just hold a 1-inch projection bolt doesn't give them anywhere to stick micro switches, would be my guess. I checked everyone. Folger Atom, Hess, Von Duprin, Trine, obviously SDC. I'm familiar with them. When it runs across the product lines of everyone that they can't do it, that means there's a nuclear, fusion problem. There's an issue that is construction related.
Issue. It's like you're building a product for one situation. Yeah, exactly. So then I guess, so we can't do it through the strike plate. Is there a way, opening-wise, for the door sensor? Now, they already have wiring for the door sensor. I'm trying to find out from the AV sub what door sensor. So I guess describe this to me. So when we have the deadbolt, that deadbolt's going to be sticking out all the time. It's going to come in, it's going to hit the strike latch when it closes, and it's going to engage, and then it's not going to let it go out. So it's going to let ingress so the door can close, but it's not going to let that deadbolt go back out because it's going to keep the door locked in place.
Yeah, the keeper is held open until the door comes closed because it's a mechanical. The bolt will actually hit a trip inside of the cavity of the keeper. So there's nothing electronic happening. There's no signals moving. It's purely mechanical. But just to talk about door position switches for a moment, you had mentioned that the owner was concerned about their reliability, perhaps. They make door position switches that are security type, and the amount of tolerance, like 1/2 inch or 3/4 inch, the requirement of the door position switches, the positive and negatives coming together is so tight or small. They're used in security applications where you can't cheat them. So you may be able to do it with just a door position switch, in the sense that if that door position switch is satisfied that the door is closed, it's closed.
Okay, got it. So do you have if you can send me and that's what I think he's worried about, because I think he has a system like that at home at his other house, but it doesn't work as well. Do you have a recommendation for one that I can send it to him, or if you can send it to both of us? Yeah,
well, there's a company, and I think they're in Missouri, called George Risk. They make all this material. They're very inexpensive because it's all they do. They've got door position switches that are like that.
So it's George Risk.
Yeah, their website is grisk, just like the game, risk.com, and they will have door position switches that, if you have a gap that's too large, it ain't going to work.
Got it. And
it'll work. It's just not going to work the way you want. High security is under products, and then I think it's under magnetic reed switches, and then high security. Yeah, definitely high security. I got tiny little doodads there.
And would we know if these? So we'd have to check if these work with like Control 4 and that kind of stuff.
Irrelevant. It's like asking if copper conductor will transmit electricity through a home. It will work. Yeah.
Okay, got it. Okay, perfect. All right, awesome. I will send this over to Jack, and then I'll talk about it. And thank you very much for your help. Is this something we would order through you, or how would we
I can get these switches. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, great. So let me go ahead.
Or your low voltage guy could as well. It's just a matter of who it's more convenient for.
Okay, great. I think I might give it to him just because he's got the whole system already set up and the wiring run for it, so he'll know kind of what he needs sidewise. So I'll do that. If he says I'd like somebody else to, I'll send it over to you.
Absolutely.
Okay. Thanks, Richard.
Yes, sir. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Architectural Builders Supply hopes you have enjoyed this program. Again, thank you for watching, and if you've enjoyed this video, please click thumbs up, please subscribe, and maybe even send the video to someone that you know. Thank you.